IVM.
There's a quick survey to fill out on ivmpodcast.com/survey. It lets us know a little bit more about who's listening to us. And you know what? We're going to do a few prizes. So, we'll do a random drawing of maybe 10 people and we'll send you all some swag. Remember, that's ivmpodcast.com/survey where you can fill out the survey.
Hello and welcome to the Habit Coach podcast. I am Ashdin Doctor, your habit coach. And today with us in the hot seat, we have Santosh. Santosh says, "Hi doctor, I'm suffering from overthinking. And because of this, I'm losing people that are close to me. I'm losing my focus on every aspect. I'm not having anything in my hands. I just feel a lot depressed with overthinking as a curse. Please, I want to have a solution for this. I'm in a very serious, depressed state." All right. Santosh, first things first, there is no such thing as overthinking. All right. There is just not thinking constructively. So everyone who thinks that they overthink, please get this out of your mind. You're not overthinking. You're just not using your thinking faculties correctly. Now, let me explain this to you. When we normally think of overthinking, we try and solve it by going to the other extreme and saying, now I need to meditate because I believe that in meditation, there are no thoughts. In meditation, I'm in a state of thoughtlessness. In meditation, there is peace. And right now, there is no peace. But telling your brain to stop thinking is like telling your heart to stop beating. Is that going to be possible? What is the worth of the heart if it stops beating? Just like that, what is the worth of your brain if it stops thinking? Instead of saying, I'm overthinking, the over is the problem. And the wording is wrong. You're overthinking useless things. Instead of that, if you were overthinking growth-oriented things, positive things, things that were aligned with your goals, you would not have this issue. I am overthinking every day. My mind is constantly occupied, but I'm overthinking about habit coach. I'm overthinking about how I'm going to help a client. I'm overthinking about where my family business is going. And hence, I don't feel a struggle because I'm thinking constructively. When you're thinking of overthinking, you're thinking about stuff that is not worth it, that is not going to help you in any way. You're thinking about, what if I say that to this person? Will she take it badly? Will I be losing all my money? What if I don't pass my exam? You are overthinking worrying thoughts. You are overthinking stuff that is useless. Instead, what I want you to do, and everyone who thinks that they overthink, this is for you. Make a list of all your goals, all your priorities, and then use your mind, use your brain to start thinking along those lines. And if it starts going in hyper mode and you're thinking too much, that's good because you're going to get more progress done that way. What you have to do is you have to catch yourself falling into what are called negative loops, negative thought patterns. This means that as soon as you confront a problem or some issue, you immediately start saying, oh God, I'm useless. It's never going to work. It's not going to happen. And you start going down a negative spiral. Those are the only things that actually cause overthinking. Imagine if overthinking on happy thoughts took place. Would you ever complain to me saying that, oh my God, I'm thinking too many happy thoughts, yaar, Ashdin, too many happy thoughts are coming in my mind. What am I supposed to do with all these happy thoughts? No chance. No way are you going to tell me that this is a bad thing. You are only overthinking the negative stuff. You're only overthinking the useless stuff. So Santosh, what you have to do is you have to give your mind, your brain, the right kind of fuel, the right kind of thoughts to think about. So once you got your priorities down, once you have your goals down, start thinking along those lines. Every time you catch yourself in a negative loop, clap your hands hard. Okay, so it's breaking a pattern. Do a nice loud, that's it. And then come back and say, now I need to focus back on my goals, on the things that are productive. And then you can go overthink, you can think as much as you want about it. The only problem is that we spend our life overthinking things that are useless, things that are negative, things that are going to make us sad. And like you rightly said, things that are going to make us depressed. You have to change the thinking pattern by seeding in positive thoughts, seeding in things that are going to be beneficial for you. So Santosh, this is a very important question and I'm glad you asked it because I know so many people who keep complaining that they're overthinking. Now, if you want to be featured on the next Habit Coach podcast, check out the link below in the description. Click on it. Send me a nice long question that you have and I'm going to try and answer it on the next Habit Coach episode. Usually in a podcast, it's me who speaks to you and you who listens. But I've been seeing your comments and it's time. It's me listening to you. Following the overwhelming success of this podcast, the good folks at IVM Podcast Network have decided to come up with a Kannada adaptation of the show for those who prefer listening to it in that language. Do make sure you let your Kannada speaking friends know about this as well. Now, if you like this podcast, don't forget to check out other interesting podcasts on the IVM network. You can listen to us on the IVM Podcast app or ivmpodcast.com. You can also follow us on social media. We are at IVM Podcast on Twitter and Instagram. If you want to reach out to me, I am at Ashdin Doc on Twitter and Instagram. We have a brand new habit coaching online course, quizzes, videos, and a lot more on the website awesome180.com. So check it out now.
Hello. It's been another great week on the IVM Podcast Network. On Advertising is Dead, Varun talks to artist manager Ayushman Sinha about what it's like managing a musician in the age of social media. On The Wire Talks, Siddharth learns about the rise and fall of the Sassoon dynasty from Professor Joseph Sassoon. On Audio Gyan, Kedar talks to co-founders Dakshayani and Mandar about their NGO Baithak Foundation. On Audio Gyan, Kedar talks to co-founders Dakshayani and Mandar about their NGO Baithak Foundation. On Marathi Khidkitun, the Deshmukhs speak to Jairaj Salgaonkar, Managing Director of Kal Nirnay, about Almanac Publishing. And on Big Talks about Tiny Humans, Devi Shobha and Meghna share strategies to deal with sibling rivalry. Do follow us on social media. We are IVM Podcasts on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. And remember, if you're enjoying this show, or any of our other shows for that matter, do tell a friend. It really helps us out a lot. Also, don't forget to rate us on any platforms you're listening on, and you can also check us out on YouTube. We are also doing a small listener survey to better understand how you respond to our shows and advertising on the network. We would really appreciate it if you could spare a few minutes to fill it. It helps us build better shows for you. And finally, we would like to thank our sponsors this week, SBI Life Insurance, India Water Portal, and Jupiter, a digital banking app.
Ladies, I'm sure you will relate to it if I say that we are constantly busy with work, studies, cooking, and what not. And amidst all of this, we often forget an important element that needs our desperate attention: finance. So here we are, bringing to you SBI Life Presents A Sip of Finance, a women-exclusive podcast where we will teach you how to manage personal finances in a simple and straightforward way with your host, Priyanka Acharya, a finance expert who's been in the industry for 14 plus years. And not just in English, but in 7 more languages. So tune in every Tuesday for fresh episodes on the IVM Podcast Network and all major podcast streaming platforms.